When it comes to Canadian rock bands, everyone talks about the Guess Who, Tragically Hip, and Rush. But no one is talking about Platinum Blonde, except for Canadian songwriter and former Much Music VJ Christopher Ward, I guess. Quote, if ever there was a Canadian band that was tailor made for the video era, it was Platinum Blonde, said Ward. Hearing that, you would assume there's a music video for today's song. There isn't. What there is a single from Platinum Blonde's self titled debut EP in 1983. The track is just one factor that contributed to the group being the second best selling Canadian band of all time in 1984, next to Rush. In truth, Platinum Blonde is probably best known for their hit song Doesn't Really Matter. But today's song got a modest revival in 2010 when Robert Smith of The Cure covered the track along with the help of Canadian electronic duo Crystal Castles. The Canadian duo had initially tackled the song on their own for their second studio album, Crystal Castles 2. Smith, who had met the group when they opened for The Cure at the O2 Arena in London, reached out for permission to remix their cover himself. Instead, they wound up collaborating on a remix featuring Smith's vocals. The new Robert Smith fronted single was loved by critics and charted in Australia, Denmark, Scotland, and the UK, and even wound up as part of the soundtrack for the FIFA 2012 video game. This success stood in stark contrast to the album version, which critics and fans alike were not in love with. That's right, we're talking Platinum Blonde's Not in Love on Cover Me. I'm not in love. I'm not in love. I'm not in love. I'm not in love. That's right, it's Cover Me, the only podcast that compares famous songs to their many cover versions to find out which one is hanging on the back of my door. I'm your host, as always, The Snake, joined by my fascinating co-host.
Alex Mildenberger.
Alex Mildenberger, so fascinating.
Yes, quite.
Fascinating is a word strictly for, like, British explorers in action movies of the 90s.
Yes, fascinating.
Fascinating.
It's a good soundbite. You can put it in a trailer. You can, like, they can look at something and the camera's looking at them instead of the thing, and then they say, oh.
Yeah. Oh, incredible.
Yeah.
This summer.
Exactly.
Yeah. Alex, what's new?
What is new? There's not a lot new this week. Not a lot of new stuff going on.
Nothing's new.
No, I mean, I'm trying to think of new stuff. I ate in a Nanaimo bar.
You ate in a Nanaimo bar?
Yeah.
Where were you when you ate in a Nanaimo bar? I think it's unusual to get in a Nanaimo bar.
It is. I realize now it wasn't even this week. It was last week.
Okay. For the listener, it makes no fucking difference.
It makes no difference. It makes no difference whatsoever. There was a little work event, and they had snacks. And I was like, yeah, I'm feeling a Nanaimo bar today.
Nanaimo bars are a, like, work event or, like, a wake snack.
Yeah, I guess so. My mom used to get them from M&M meat shops because they also sold frozen treats, and we'd just, like, have them in the freezer. So every once in a while, we'd bring them up for dessert, but they'd be very cold. Which is still tastes good, but I didn't really realize, like, with dairy stuff, it, like, when it warms up a bit, you really taste the, like, creaminess.
Oh, yeah.
So I didn't even know that was an option for, like, the first significant part of my life, like decade
hard chocolate
plus of my life,
and frozen coconut.
Exactly, and they just kind of, like, they when you bite into them, the way it breaks, it's different. It's not soft. Yeah. Anyway, still good. What's new with you? What's going on?
Does the rest of the world know what a Nanaimo bar is? Is it? I know it's a Canadian dish.
Oh, how widespread is the knowledge of Nanaimo
how widespread is it?
Bars? I don't know. It's like, I remember looking up, like, matrimonial squares, which is just like date squares or rhubarb squares, which are basically like date or rhubarb filling with, like, a kind of a streusel type, like brown sugar and oatmeal, like, on the bottom and on the top kind of thing. And it's like a Western Canadian thing, I'm told. Which I didn't realize. I thought that was just a normal thing. People just have squares and stuff.
Yeah.
which I think is true. People just have squares and stuff, but I don't know how broad the knowledge of these items are. Like maybe they're
Right.
very mundane. I don't know.
I'm not sure. Yeah, but it's not crazy to have like 3 layers of a thing that is like a square or
I
a
guess
slice,
chocolate
as Critter
with a
would call it.
Nanaimo bar because it's like chocolate on the bottom with coconut, and then chocolate on the
Yeah,
top with like I think it's
chocolate
just
on the top.
custard in the middle or something like that.
Yeah, custard cream, fucking
Something that I don't see much in other things.
yeah. But it exists, folks. I had an award-winning one this last week. By the time you're hearing it, it's been 10 years since I had it.
It's been 10 years.
Um,
Yeah.
it's fine. I think there's a low ceiling on Nanaimo bars is the thing.
They're very sweet, so
Like that was kind of the problem. Is like, oh, this is way too fucking sweet. But they did
yeah.
have one that had peanut butter for the sort of icing part, the inner part, instead of
Ooh,
like a custard or a cream, and
that does sound like fun.
like a whipped peanut butter, and that was fucking good.
I would like to try that.
Hey, you can probably make Nanaimo bar is also dead easy to make. The apparently the original recipe title is like unbaked cake or something, like a cake you
Unbaked
don't
cake.
have to make.
Just chill it so it doesn't run, and then you're good.
Yeah, that's it, man. Alex, do you know Platinum Blonde?
I don't. I don't
Not
know Platinum
even
Blonde.
doesn't really matter.
I don't think I do. I was listening to their
It
other
doesn't
songs,
really matter.
and they weren't familiar to me. I think I've heard the band name before, but it's also just a term,
Mm-hmm.
like a kind of hair color.
It is a
So
kind of hair. And maybe you're thinking of the 4 non-blondes who also have a connection to these guys' producer, David Tickle.
yeah, I might. There's also just like some of these Canadian bands. Like I heard Platinum Blonde, and I was thinking of like, oh, I don't know, like is it the pin headpins, which
Okay,
I don't know
yeah.
why I thought of them because they are nothing like these guys. But
No.
like, they're just also a Canadian band with like a hit or two
Yeah.
on
Well, it's
Canadian
insane to me
radios.
that this band was so popular in 1984, 5 years
Yeah,
after they initially formed. Basically when they released their first full-length album, because what this was started as an EP, and then they added, I think, 4 more tracks and released it as an LP.
right.
And that's when this comes out as a single. And they're second only to Rush.
Which, yeah, I mean, Rush is kind of one of like I remember reading about Rush and how they're like one of the top like selling bands of all time kind of thing, at least from their era. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know where they stand now, although no one's selling records anymore, so I feel like a lot of those records are going to stand. Like
Yeah.
they're in like the top, I don't know, few, especially like if you just look at Canadian bands, like they're way up there, possibly even number one if it's just Canadian,
Mm-hmm.
although I'm not sure about that completely. Like they're high up.
It makes sense, though, because our other
Yeah,
big name band is Tragically Hip, who part of their story is how very localized to Canada they are in terms
yeah,
of success and
and
fame.
yeah, and like they have a bit of like cult status outside of Canada, but it's not like huge. And it's I mean, I don't know this for certain, but I would imagine probably fairly localized around like the Great Lakes area and like maybe New England area, like not like
Yeah.
doesn't stretch all the way to like Colorado or whatever.
No,
I
it's
don't
areas
know.
where the border is a little thinner,
Yeah,
like you hear it
exactly.
across Niagara
They're
Falls.
huge in Canada and Buffalo. Like, okay.
But yeah, here we have Platinum Blonde. I guess the next question is, do you know Crystal Castles?
Also no. Also a no on Crystal Castles. I mean my big question is for you is
Mhm.
what your history is with this and why this came up for you.
Okay, so Crystal Castles I've known since my sister and previous guest Ruby Swan put one of their songs on a mix CD for me when I was maybe like 14.
Okay. That checks out.
So I knew one of their songs, and then I looked into them later. They have a lot of like very aggressive electronic synth music. And then I found this song because I also got into The Cure briefly, which is another key part of this. Robert Smith, are you a The Cure guy, Alex?
The Cure?
Yeah.
Not really. No. They're I guess I mean they're more well known I think internationally. I am familiar with The Cure
Hmm.
generally, but only
Friday, You're
very
in Love.
generally. Yeah. I know
Yeah,
like
yeah.
some of those, but I don't like listen to The Cure regularly.
Okay, they got some hits, man. They're worth diving into.
Yeah, maybe I should, because sometimes I do, dig into that. I always think of them as like a gothic rock thing, but maybe I'm thinking of someone else. Yeah, goth rock.
They definitely do goth rock because if you look at Robert Smith, he looks like a fucking weirdo.
Sure.
He's like a clown man, a sad clown man of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they go from like goth rock to very like kind of the Smith style rock.
Mm.
It's very
I
heartfelt.
can get into that.
You can get into that. It's a little jangly at times, like, and they're of that same era, but they're still making music. They got an album from fucking 2026 here, it looks like.
Oh
At
yeah.
least they have.
Yeah, they do
Well,
have.
they got an album from 2024. They got singles from 2026.
Okay. Yeah, I do remember that coming out. And
Yeah.
kind of bouncing off of it, but I won't pretend like I gave it a chance.
Yeah, not like you were really looking. It's like when you tell me there's a Ringo Starr country album in 2025. I'm like, I guess I'll put that on my list of 2025 songs so I can
Right.
skip it every time it comes up.
Exactly. Exactly. I think he even put something out more recently. It might just be a like deluxe edition or something, but
Oh, that was my problem with it, was not enough tracks.
yeah. No, he's got another album, as far as I can tell, from this year as well as last year.
That's
He's
good.
Wow. How about that? Prolific
Ringo
guy.
Starr. How long till he teams up with Bruce Springsteen, huh?
Surprised they've never worked together.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised, honestly.
He's
Have
worked
they
with
ever done,
everyone.
he's worked with. Have they ever done like a live show, like a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame thing? They both sing fucking Freebird or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, I've got to look into it now because I have no idea.
Yeah, not a problem. So yeah, Crystal Castles I knew. The Cure I kind of knew. So I think Spotify fed me this one, the cover,
Okay.
the Crystal Castles Robert Smith cover. I was like, whoa, this thing fucking rips. And then I was talking with my sister Ruby about it once. I don't know how it came up, but she's like, "Oh yeah, it's a Platinum Blonde song." I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah.
She's like, "Yeah, it's good."
Who?
It's a bit of classic Canadian rock, and showed it to me. I was like, "Holy shit!" So that sat in the back of my head here, and when I was putting together a list of songs with really just one cover, this is one that came through, and I was like, "Well, we got to talk," because again, like similar to last week, I like both versions of this song.
Yeah.
I like the Crystal Castles cover less, knowing about the one half of the duo who is a sex criminal.
Yeah,
Ethan
that's always an unfortunate thing to read as you scroll down the page on
Yeah.
Wikipedia.
Yeah, buddy. It was like, okay, I could probably stop at the top here, and then I read about his partner, or like performance partner, Alice Glass, and she was like, yeah, he did all these horrible things. So I was like, oh,
Okay.
fuck.
Well, damn.
Damn. So we're gonna focus more on the Robert Smith and Alice Glass of it all when we talk about it,
Yeah.
and less on the Ethan Cath.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea.
But yeah, this Platinum Blonde bullshit is right down my lane of like fucking 1980s rock songs about love.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely it's the sort of song that like you can kind of tell that it's reasonably solidly made. Like it sounds like, oh, it's of its time for sure. It seems
Yeah.
decent at least. Obviously it maybe didn't have the staying power of some other things in the era. But it's not terribly surprising to hear that they did well.
Yeah. Because they were so like you look at their haircuts and shit, they're as 1980 as 1980s gets.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean the quote about them being like made for the video era. Yeah, I mean they've got the look for sure.
Fucking A, like the cover for this album has them on what looks like a music video set. They're dressed in red and white to varying degrees. One of them has black. They got big hair. There's like doors at random. It's just like in the
Right.
background.
They're in like I don't even know where they are. They're in like some kind of
Yeah, like
sediment deposit of
yeah,
some kind.
like
Like
a mine or something.
yeah, or like it's almost like I'd call it Badlands, but it's not like Badlands, but it's kind of like that. It looks like they're in I don't know, some place that sometimes water flows down. And yeah, but like there's a door and a thing and there's a man in the background or someone in the background. There's just in a shadow sitting in a chair
Yeah.
off in the distance. But yeah, they're very like visually striking because there's like they got this like color blocking thing going on where yeah, it's like white, red, black.
Yeah, it's very like it looks like this was a still from a music video,
Yeah. And
but
like
maybe it is, maybe it
could
isn't.
it could be. I don't know.
It could be. I haven't seen any of their music videos
No, me neither.
because there isn't one for this song. I'm betting there's one for Doesn't Really Matter, which
I
I am shocked you don't know because like I didn't realize I knew it this week, but I played it. I was like, oh yeah, like this is a radio hit.
I don't think I heard it on the radio, but I always start it and then get jarred by the "Are you sitting comfortably?"
Yeah,
right at the
what a
beginning.
fucking intro. And I love that that is somehow they're like, we need a woman talking on every fucking song, I guess.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, if they're in the studio, you might as well record a few lines.
Yeah, you got to put them to work. So coming into this, I knew both these songs this week. What are your initial thoughts, your broad strokes on Platinum Blonde, this song, and the cover this week?
On Platinum Blonde, I guess broad strokes. Yeah, like very 80s, fun in a very 80s way. You know, kind of with like a bit of that like new wavy thing going on, but like very pop
Yeah.
focused in the sense that it feels very, I don't know about trend chasing, but like it hits all the bullet points, you know?
Yeah, I
Um,
saw one descriptor as glam pop for them. I was like, oh yeah, that
yeah,
kind of fits.
yeah, I believe that. Um, and then I guess last last week we
Mhm.
talked about AM 180. I don't know if that's the last
Yes,
episode or not.
that is the last
Um,
episode.
but that one immediately hit me as like, oh, this is stuck in my head. Like I am gonna remember this song.
Right.
This one didn't have that in the same way.
I
So
do think AM
yeah.
180 is a bit of a more of a classic song.
Yeah, so maybe that's not a good comparison, but it's just like there's a few songs in a row now that I just don't know. Didn't
Yes.
know ahead of time. So like this one I'm like, yeah, the song feels solid. Maybe if I listen to it a bit more it'll really stick, but like it doesn't have that like really immediate thing and like I'm not terribly surprised that like it was popular but is not necessarily
But didn't
remembered.
stick around.
Yeah.
Yeah. It like it has the same sort of audio profile to me as Your Love by The Outfield.
Right.
A little different, but there is like the like some muted guitar work and things on this.
Mhm.
And the sort of weird love song is like, oh yeah, this is 80s
They
rock.
definitely have like those things that I mean I have heard in spoken of in reference to like new wave rock.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then I
100%.
think maybe even more specifically popularized by like um U2. Uh
Mm,
but I'm not enough of like a historian to really make that claim. But we'll talk about some of that stuff when we talk about the instrumentation.
yeah. But what we're going to talk about first is the lyric instrumentation,
Yes,
which
exactly.
is it's a piece of work here. Verse 1. I found a fucking genius does a really bad job here. I found picture.
I found a picture.
I found your picture hanging on the back of my door. Won't give you my heart, no one lives there anymore. You said we're lovers, we could never be friends. Fascination ends, here we go again. Oh, oh, oh.
Here we go again. Yeah, so this song, Not in Love, we talked about I'm Not in Love
Yes.
by 10cc.
10cc.
Different sentiments between those songs
Yes.
because that one's like denying that you're in love, even though you clearly are. And it's kind of like a goofy thing because you're like, I don't want to be vulnerable about this thing, but also my actions show I'm very clearly in love.
Yeah, and
Where,
both have a
yeah,
line about pictures where it's like
yeah,
the 10cc one's like just because your picture's up like by my bed or whatever
right,
doesn't mean anything.
exactly. It's like denying obvious signs of like infatuation slash love, right? Where
Mhm.
this one really is the end of love, or seems to be.
It seems to be, right? There's maybe some idea of like still having a physical connection,
Yes,
which isn't present here in verse 1 yet, but my interpretation of I found your picture hanging on the back of my door won't give you my heart, no one lives there anymore. He's like your picture representing you So the place for you in my life is now on the back of the door rather than in my heart.
Right. It's like, I guess on the other side of the door from where you
Hmm.
are, so like you're not looking at the photo.
Yeah.
Um
It's like I don't
yeah,
see it very often. It's out of sight, out of mind mostly. That's why I found it. It's like, oh fuck, I didn't even remember this was here.
right. Yeah, and I guess it almost seems like there's like a breakup. But they, yeah, like you said, it does seem like they're still kind of around, or maybe it's just like they're kind of ghost, metaphorically
Yeah,
speaking.
it's because when we get into like the course and stuff, this idea of coming home. So it's like, are they separated and like trying things out? Are they have they just broken up and he's hoping they'll come back? Do they just have an argument? There is a split of some kind.
Yeah. I mean, I also like the line you said, we're lovers, we could never be friends. Does make me
Hmm.
think of like sometimes in a breakup, you say like, oh, but maybe we could, stay friends or whatever. Like, I still think you're a good person or something.
Yeah, like you have an amicable breakup, and you
Yeah,
go, well, we just weren't right for each other. In this, we're still gonna we spent so much time with each other, though we know each other so well. Of course, we're gonna be friends.
exactly. But then in this case, they're saying like, no, we can't
No,
do that. Or I
and
can't do
yeah,
that or whatever.
the suggestion is that it's due to this ending of fascination. So it's almost as if to say that their love relationship was based on just like very immediate and fleeting emotions. It's just like,
Yeah.
ah, you're bored of me. Fascination ends. Here we go again, implying they've been through this either with this person before or just in general.
Yeah. Yeah. A cycle of some kind.
Yeah. No one lives there anymore. There's a very like reading this and then knowing what I know of The Cure. It's like it's fucking Robert fucking Smith must have been so stoked to hear this
To hear
song for
this
the
song.
first time.
It is a very like dramatic thing, right? I won't give you my
Yeah,
heart. No one lives there anymore. Like, oh, your
no one
heart's
lives there
empty? Oh, well,
anymore.
damn.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's pretty great.
It's pretty great. So the bit of teenage edge to it, like, yeah, it's you can call this song like pop bullshit or rock and roll gobbledygook, but it's pretty good of that variety.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it like gobbledygook in the sense of like nonsense words.
Hmm.
Which is the, I guess, context that that phrase was originally introduced to me.
Right.
Because like it all like makes sense for the most part. I mean, we'll go over it. Maybe there's some lines that are just rhymes because that happens. But
Yeah,
like,
I did find in the first verse, like with those, I found your picture won't give you my heart that you did have to kind of A to see it a little bit. It wasn't immediately clear, so I was like a little impressed by that.
yeah, yeah, which is nice. Be a little
Yeah.
bit not like explicitly laying everything out. Just like,
Hmm.
oh, the picture is the image of the person. Anyway.
Yeah, just like why are the two lines connected to oh your picture's there won't give you my heart? It's like, well, what the fuck do those have to
Right.
do with each other?
And also, like, the picture was lost
Yeah,
because you found it because you didn't know where it was. Anyway, yeah.
you didn't know where it was. It's yeah, it's not bad for a bunch of big haired blondes, you
Yeah.
know. Because it's hot inside. We come to the pre-chorus. When you coming home? Because it's hot inside. Isn't that
Isn't
enough?
that enough? Yeah. That is, I actually like the pre chorus because, I mean, as you already mentioned, there's this idea of like maybe they're like separated or maybe this person seems to be like to some degree pining for them, um,
Mm-hmm.
even though they're not in love. And this line, this idea of like, well, here's a reason to come home. Like it's hot in here. Maybe it's not other places. Like, are you willing to be cold to avoid us being together? Like, are you willing to put up with that discomfort?
Yeah.
And I know, like, from a little bit of experience, that idea of like, even once a relationship ends, once you like break up, can be a strong feeling of like, oh, maybe I messed up,
Yeah.
and like now I feel bad. Should I change that somehow, or try to talk to
Yeah.
them and
Should I reach out to them? And the
yeah,
answer is don't do that.
yeah, generally, because but that feeling can be very strong. So like in this one, it does feel like this person is kind of pining and is asking why the other person's not doesn't seem to be doing that or isn't taking the actions that this
Yeah,
person thinks they
and
should be
suggesting
taking.
we have hot. It's interesting that the word is hot inside and not like warm inside. Hot
Yeah.
can imply like uncomfortably so, but I think that is to imply a little suggestion of like hot, like sexually.
Yeah.
But also to imply like a warm home. He's like, when you come home, like it's at least warm in here. Yeah, it's cold to be single and alone. Why
Yeah.
not come here where you know you have something, even if it is boring? And then maybe the suggestion is because we could still fuck. Like
Yeah. Yeah. And then of course, isn't that enough? Um
that.
like
Yeah, isn't that enough? Because then the chorus is I'm not in love. So it's like even if we don't have love, at least
yeah,
we can bone
it's
down.
hot inside. And I guess it also kind of ties into that you said we're lovers, we could never be friends. This strikes me as a more modern idea, but I'm sure it was around at the time of like
Hmm.
friends with benefits, like
Yeah,
could be that too.
certainly a more modern title for it. I imagine it existed in some form.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to imagine it did.
I have to
I
believe
I
it.
I generally live by the idea that things don't actually change that much, even if we describe them or talk about them differently.
Yeah, I tend to agree because war never
War never
changes.
changes. Yeah.
But then we hit the chorus. I'm not in love. I'm not in love. I'm not in love. I'm not in love.
Not in love. Yeah. I mean, obviously, this is an idea that comes up a lot, but like that repetition can be trying to convince yourself of something, you know?
Hmm.
And I think, at least to my mind, it's not necessarily that they are still in love and trying to deny it to themselves, but they're trying to remind themselves why the relationship ended, kind of thing. And they're
Right.
like, I know this is true. I have to remember that because it's actually important, and like, even though it feels bad.
Yeah, and then it's also to like justify or explain to themselves why they're still pleading for this person to come home.
Yeah,
Like you said, there's that confusion. It's like, am I still in love? And it's like, no, we're gonna say 4 times that we're not in love.
yeah,
This is like positive affirmations.
exactly. So, I mean, I do think it maybe could be read as that they are in love, but it does, I do suspect, like, I read it more as, yeah, they are just kind of feeling down because of this separation or breakup or whatever.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
horny
and
maybe.
horny, vulnerable, horny, and sad.
And sad. That's why again, like the pop element of this is also like teenaged.
Yep.
The line won't. There's no one living in my heart is so like angsty,
Yeah.
and then a chorus of "I'm not in love" also like super angsty,
Mm-hmm.
which is weird because the like isn't it. Is it's hot inside? Isn't that enough? Sounds like a real like old person relationship thing to be like, oh, it's cold outside.
Yeah.
Stay here.
Stay here. Yeah.
Hey, baby, it's cold
Yeah.
outside.
Exactly. It's baby. It's cold outside, right?
Yeah,
It's like we got to
exactly.
address this indirectly. Like, no, it's hot in here. Why would you want to leave?
I was gonna go.
Yeah.
So cold out there. But nonetheless, we hit verse 2. Could it be that time has taken its toll? Won't take you so far. I am in control. You said we're lovers, we can never be friends. Fascination ends. Here we go again. Oh, oh, oh,
Here we
oh.
go again, which we are going again.
Here we go.
Exactly. Mamma mia. Ho
Woohoo!
ho. Yeah. I mean, again, this is, I think the idea we're starting with here, just that the idea that like love fades over time kind of thing. Like, is this just a natural effect of time?
Yeah, fascination ends. This
Yeah.
is like an extension of that idea if we just run our course.
Yeah. Uh, the next line is a little more curious, I think. Do you have like a take on this line?
Yeah, won't take you
'Cause
so
I
far. I am
have
in control.
a
What the
thought.
fuck does this mean?
I have a thought
Hit me with it.
about it. It almost seems to me like it's kind of addressing like something we have not been introduced to that is maybe like a
Mm.
problem in their relationship. This is like reassuring, like, I won't do that thing again, which is like be controlling.
Ah.
Like, and we are kind of talking about like maybe they're asking for like a casual sexual relationship. So it's like, it's okay. I won't take it like too far and like make it this whole thing. Like, I'll keep it casual. I won't try to control you or whatever. I will kind of trying to be reassuring. Yeah.
Yeah, I do think there is some essence of like I would steer this relationship in a way that would avoid the negative effects of whatever our relationship has been
Yeah.
or what we fear it could be. Like, I'm not going to push it, whether it's like to that edge where fascination is no longer there or where it hurts because we think we're in love again. Yeah, I think you're on the right track here. I don't know if it is, I don't know if there's enough for us here in these two lines,
Yeah.
but that's,
It's not much there.
you basically have got what I've got. So I agree.
Yeah, so an interesting line that does feel a little bit out of the blue, which is kind of why I
Hmm.
think like it feels like it's a reference to something that happened that we just don't know about.
Yeah. Yeah, it's some weird like you got to trust me, take my hand on this magic carpet ride
Yeah,
of casual sex.
exactly. This does feel a little more A to D.
Yeah, it's there is like a few missing steps
Yeah,
here.
but I guess sometimes that can be it can motivate you to fill in the blanks with your own experiences and stuff.
Yeah,
And
it's a little more evocative.
yeah,
It asks you,
exactly.
the listener, to fill in a bit. And I think when because it does get attached to, then you said we're lovers, we can never be friends.
Yeah.
So it almost it almost makes sense.
Hmm.
Where it's like, I'm in control. You said this, so this is what we're gonna do. We can't. We're not in love, so we can't be lovers anymore. We don't have to be friends. We can hit that fucking middle ground.
Yeah.
Friends with benefits.
Hmm.
Boom. Pre-chorus, chorus, the interlude. You said we're lovers.
Oh yeah.
Great stuff.
It's hot inside. It's
It's
hot
hot
inside.
inside.
Um,
No, no.
yes, very good, like dramatic 80s stuff. Like skit in the middle.
Yeah.
Quite enjoyed that. Also,
Fucking loved it.
Genius splits it up into an interlude and a bridge, but I don't know, man. It could just all
I
be a
would say they're
bridge.
the
It's
same
just all a
section.
bridge.
Yeah. What is an interlude if not a bridge?
Yeah. Even though this is maybe technically a middle eight, but let's not worry about it.
Yeah. Well, you're right, because it's chorus to chorus.
Yeah, it's chorus to chorus. Although, I mean, it's a bridge if we're going from an interlude to a chorus.
Yeah, so by Genius's logic, they are correct, but I
but
think by logic at large,
not
I
for
don't
me.
think so.
And then the
Yeah.
only other change is they do a chorus and then the kind of a follow up, like modified outro chorus, which is just they say "We are not in love" instead of "I'm not in love."
Yeah. And then love.
Oh yeah, love. Yes, a lot of syllables in that one vowel.
Yeah, they really, really stretch it out. Yeah, we are not in love. We've now affirmed that neither of us are in love.
Yeah.
Which either means it worked and they're now having casual sex, or she did not come home and being hot inside is not enough.
And maybe they're accepting it to some degree.
Yeah.
Although it does end with just love. I wonder if that means anything.
I wonder. It does just feel, this just feels like kind of pop, like.
It does. This
Like
feels like the
ad-libbing it out.
gobbledygook
Yeah.
a little bit. Like we'll just say love a few times. Maybe not gobbledygook, but
Yeah, you're right, because gobbledygook does refer to made-up words specifically, but I need something that is a step removed
Yeah.
from the word specific and is just like, I guess the word is just vibes.
Vibes? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, where it's not like it
It's
doesn't have a
vibey,
specific
like-
meaning. It's more to serve the music. It's not necessarily nonsense, but it maybe doesn't mean a lot.
Yeah, it's like when Billy Joel shouts out, "Yeah, rock and roll," and then like a piano solo happens or something.
Or yeah, because like gobbledygook, at least the original context I heard that, and I don't know if I've described it on the show before, was
You have.
okay. It was an interview with
But do
Burton
again.
Cummings, I think, about the song Albert Flasher.
Classic.
Because he misread, yeah, it's on some of their greatest hits, but he misread like light on a plane or something that said alert flasher, and thought that was funny, and he said like the rest of the song is just gobbledygook, like it doesn't mean a whole lot. I just liked the phrase Albert Flasher as like a guy's name. Yeah, so that's funny. Whereas like that is actually kind of nonsense. This like does fit in, but also maybe it doesn't mean a lot.
Yeah, it's not very precise poetry.
Yeah.
But those are the lyrics to a song. Do you think anybody's gonna listen to this episode?
Maybe they'll think it's a different song. Because I feel like
Yeah,
there's
Not
a
in
few
Love's a pretty
songs.
broad name.
Yeah, there's a few songs with this name or a version of this name. So I feel like that's the most like there's a Not in Love
That's
song by Enrique Iglesias. So
okay.
there you go.
That's the trouble is though, is that like even with songs that are very popular, if the original is by like traditional folk or something, or
Oh
like
yeah,
nobody fucking listens.
that is difficult. And they're like, who's traditional folk?
Nobody knows.
Good band
That's kind
name?
of the secret
Oh.
of traditional folk. Yeah, not a bad band name. David Tickle, Alex. Oh, wait,
The producer
this guy also a producer, also allegedly was signed to produce "What's Up" by the Four Non Blondes, another
But
blonde band.
was signed.
Yeah, so there is controversy as to whether or not his produced version is the version that got popular.
Oh, okay. That's ambiguous.
That is ambiguous.
Okay, is he also Canadian? Do you know?
I think he's British,
Okay,
but he worked with Canadian acts like Red Rider. I believe Red Rider's Canadian, right?
they are. Yep, that's
And
Tom
is
Cochrane.
Gowan Canadian or is he
Lawrence
British?
Gowan? I
Yeah,
think he's
he's
Canadian.
Lawrence Gowan. He's Canadian, yeah.
Now a member of Styx, interestingly enough.
That's right.
Uh,
Does Styx do like a Criminal Mind and Strange Animal
I
live?
I for some reason I think they do. Like bust out his hits sometimes. But I don't know why I think that.
Because like when else is he gonna do it?
Exactly. Like if he's like is he touring on his own end with Styx? That's a lot.
Because then what does
That's a
Styx
lot,
do when
man.
he's gone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something to think about. I feel like I've had opportunities to see Styx that I've not taken.
It's yeah, I think they
Uh,
come to Calgary fairly regularly.
Yeah, like I've seen them at like, or I've seen that they've gone to like the Grey Eagle or the
yeah,
what's the other casino? Deerfoot Inn and Casino.
Deerfoot, yeah, in a casino.
They do those.
Which is crazy because we saw Foreigner, but not Styx.
We saw
love
Nazareth.
Styx. Oh, we saw Nazareth.
Yeah. I've never seen
Even
Foreigner.
worse. At least Foreigner has
Yeah.
hits.
I know Nazareth has like really 2 hits that I can think of. One of which is a cover of a Joni Mitchell
One
song.
of which is a cover. Yeah.
And the other one, which is
a cover of an Everly Brothers song.
where they say "son of a bitch" a lot.
Oh yeah, that's Hair of the Dog.
Yeah,
Is it?
Hair of the Dog. They probably have like another hit or two, but I can't think of it.
Is Hair of the Dog a Joni Mitchell song?
No. It's This Flight Tonight.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
and oh right, and they have I forgot about Love Hurts. So that's
Love Hurts.
That's 3. Yeah. Okay. And then that's pretty much it, I think.
That's pretty much it. That's all they got. Did they play all 3 when we saw them live? Probably.
Probably. Like they gotta, right?
They have to. What else are they gonna do to fill that time?
I don't know, man. The guitar player is probably just gonna drink a bunch.
I mean, we know what he was doing to fill time.
The drummer is gonna wear cargo shorts and look like he's having a good time. But kind of look like the only one who's having a good time.
Yeah, I'd buy that. But we're having a good time listening to fucking glam pop new wave 1983. Not in Love. Starts out real fucking. These guys just got such an attitude to them. Even this like humble beginning.
Yeah, like the bass. We start with like so much percussion. Yeah, that bass line is fun. Yeah, like that bass, and then you get that like the 8th notes on the hi-hat, and then there's some and like kicks and snare, but like it's still like spaced out, right? You get kicks on like the 1 and then the end of the 2, and then you hit the snare on the 4th beat of each measure. So it's spaced out a little bit. It's not like a standard rock beat, but it will be later.
Yeah, it's you do get that hi-hat pretty consistently throughout the.
You do a lot of that tick 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 hi-hat. Closed hi-hat, and I like the bass line, but like on that first part, the intro's kind of 2 parts because we do that for a bit, and then the guitar arpeggios come in, which is you get this like real, I mean, I thought of it as new wavy, but like really echoey guitar playing these like 3-note descending arpeggios.
Yeah.
Once that comes in, the bass follows it.
Yeah.
And then the kick drum gets played more and they take the snare out. So like it's similar, but they're changing it up a little bit before they get into
Yeah.
that verse, which is really, it's like 13 seconds in, so it's pretty quick.
Yeah, so we got like kind of 2 bars of that intro,
Yeah.
and then it's it's fucking glam pop. I found
Yeah.
your picture.
I know, with like that, it's got that like new wave. We'll do a weird voice thing, going on. Yeah, found your picture. Like not quite that, but
Yeah, so it is like it's like outsiders vocals,
yeah,
but with the bigness of hair metal or glam in there.
yeah, absolutely. Which happened often enough in the mid late
Yeah,
80s kind of thing. But it's here. And that's Mark
it's here.
Holmes, right? That he's the vocalist.
I believe that is correct. Mark Holmes.
Yeah.
Yes, Mark Holmes on bass and keyboards. Sergio Galli on guitar and vocals,
Oh.
and Chris Steffler on drums and percussion.
Who's this? Oh, Sergio Galli. Interesting. Okay. Cool.
Which is interesting because
I don't think he's the
Mark
primary
Holmes
vocalist.
typically is the lead vocalist.
Yeah, this is like when we talk about the Cars, and it's like, oh, this is who's the other guy in the Cars? Oh no.
Oh God. But yeah, they do sometimes trade vocals.
Yeah, where they like switch out vocals, and they're similar. I didn't necessarily notice it, but I can tell that they're different now. Yeah.
Even like we talked about Tears for Fears too, and it's like, well, this one's sung by
right.
the other guy.
Yeah.
Like, really?
Oh, they both do the same kind of thing.
Yeah, you're like, these guys sound very fucking similar.
And I mean, I've said this, they don't sound exactly the same, but Peter Gabriel and Phil Collins also kind of have that too. So, I mean, part of it's probably they probably grew up in the same town and met there. The other thing is they just have a similar style.
Yeah, they work together.
Mm-hmm. All right. What else do we have
here? So yeah, that intro arrangement kind of sticks through the verse. Just now we've got vocals over top of it.
Yeah, and then at least the first half of the verse, because
when we get to the you said we're lovers,
which is the you said we're lovers, we can never be friends. That happens twice, so it's I don't know what we call these sections, but it also feels different from what we've would label the pre-chorus. So this is like a pre-chorus, or I don't know if you'd call it a refrain.
Yeah, because it's like a refrain to the verse, refrain, pre-chorus, chorus.
Yeah, or something. I don't really know if that is logical, but like this feels very different, right? It's more spaced out. They take the kicks off, because the kick drums before were playing like I think 4 on the floor kind of thing.
Yeah, doom.
Yeah,
doom.
There's less of them. The snares playing more. Basically we're in a standard. Oh no, wait, I'm looking at pre-chorus.
Which is because it has the vibe of a pre-chorus, because we kind of lock in and speed up.
Yeah.
It's dun 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 bum 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 ba-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Yeah. Okay. This one. Okay, I got it. So I called the intro part 2, because I split the intro into 2 parts. They're still playing that, but they add the snare. That's what happens on the drums.
Yeah.
And then the guitar, the muted guitar. That's kind of the big thing that comes in here, playing these like 8th notes. And that's the thing that I always, that I have heard is like a big new wave move of like you play that like muted 8th notes. Yeah, I just remember, I don't remember where I even heard it. Someone was like a studio musician. They're like, yeah, there was a while where that was all they wanted you to do. They would call you in and be like, play these muted 8th notes. And you'd be like, all right. Okay, I mean, you're paying me, so.
That's my paycheck. Get out of here. Sweet.
And
then just like root notes on the bass.
Yes. Now it's playing the 8th note. Yeah. So yeah, we're kind of like building, and then we go into that pre-chorus, and this is where we basically we're in a rock beat now.
Yeah.
And then the muted guitar and bass still doing the same thing, I believe. Like that's still there.
Yeah, you do have so that's that same progression from we'll call it the refrain. But we also get the additional lead guitar that's really
new guitar.
up.
Yeah, it's a lead, like it feels leady, like it sounds leady, but it's still playing like it's like a vamp basically.
Yeah, this is a vocals first song.
It's not like a lick, you know. It
Yeah.
is strumming, you know. It's chords, power chords probably, but you know, it still feels rhythmic. It's very like I guess
Yeah,
textured in that way, like, but not like
for
crazy
sure.
out there or anything. Um
No, yeah,
yeah.
just tonally it does sound like a lead. It's like it's opened up. It's pretty broad distortion.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then of course they're saving that lick for the chorus.
They are. Although I will point out, I actually forget if you said this. There's another voice on the pre-chorus as well.
Oh, yeah, I
That
did
comes
not say
in.
that, but yes.
Yeah, or maybe two. Like it seems to be a track that's coming in both ears, and it just doubles the vocals, in like a very detached, like low energy way, which
Yeah.
that like detachment is often associated with new wave as well.
Yeah, and it's not our weird detached woman yet.
No, not yet.
These are the dudes singing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's another way we're building. And then it's hot outside. Isn't that enough? And then we cut into the chorus, which
Yes.
is I mean, a big cymbal crash and then
Yes. Now you get like the guitar riff, like for real riff, which the bass is also kind of playing. Um, Sort. Well, it's like
yeah,
following it.
it kind of apes the like rhythm of it, if not the notes. Boom, ba-da-da-doom, da-doom,
Yeah.
da-da-da-doom, da-da-doom, da-da-da-doom.
It's such a short riff, and then repeats it. It feels very hooky. You know, I think it's a decent hook.
Yeah.
And again, I compare this to AM 180. It doesn't have the staying power of that hook. That's so catchy. But this is like a
No.
for real, like it's a chorus. This is the hook of the song, right?
Yeah. This does feel like a sensible pop product, like you said.
Yeah. Yeah, it really does. Like the structure, the feel of everything, and like the pieces all feel like I know these pieces. They're good pieces,
Mm-hmm.
but I definitely like it's not doing much to deviate from that, which is
Yeah, this
fine.
isn't groundbreaking stuff. Like
Yeah,
to compare it to AM 180 is very unfair to the song, but like AM
I know.
180 like transcends time with that fucking like
Yeah.
that riff.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas this is just like solid
This is like,
pop.
yeah, okay. You know, it's exciting enough when we get to the chorus. I don't know how memorable it is, but like, you know, it feels good when you're in the moment.
Yeah.
And then okay, there's a few other things. They bring in an ambient synth, pretty like string, like doing that kind of like string slash
Yeah.
organ, like harmony sound, mostly in the background. And then I guess the other thing, the drums change up a little bit. They're still playing the rock beat, but they've added some hi-hat.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like offset, so it starts on like the backbeat. It starts like the very last like half count of the measure, so like the and of the four, and then on the following downbeat. So it's like and one.
Oh
And
yeah.
then the same
You can
with
hear it in
and
there.
three. So like the backbeat of the two. So and one and three and what and three, you know, so it's kind of it's offset a little bit.
Yeah. And they didn't have to do that because I didn't fucking notice it at
No,
all.
yeah, I didn't notice it at first for sure, but it's that kind of you add a little more for the chorus, right? And
Yeah.
that's a nice little drum flourish thing.
Yeah. And then it whips pretty quickly back into that verse structure.
Yeah. I mean the it's like a quick drum fill to lead into that second verse, but I think it's the same. Like I couldn't hear a difference between the verses, or
No.
like even like the pre-chorus slash refrain thing, and then the following pre-chorus, and then even the following chorus. I didn't hear any differences.
Yeah, my next big note is when we get to the what Genius calls the interlude and then
Yeah,
bridge.
this section here, and it's basically like it drops down to what is basically like the intro part, with that muted descending arpeggio, though it's more muted and like kind of left panned.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that guitar there is different.
it is a different sound. or at least like slightly modified version of it, because we are
Yeah.
doing this like skit thing. It needs to like drop into the background so that we can get. You said we're lovers, like
You said we're
this
lovers.
is
Yeah, it's
where the
almost
female voice comes in.
like a fake sample. Like she's talking like she could be from an old like 1950s movie or something.
She does have that sound to it.
And like instead of just finding a movie that has that and getting the like lo-fi sample, they're like, well, we'll just do it.
It does kind of sound like, I guess the other thing I think of when we talk about these like few hit having Canadian bands is Saga, and Saga has a song Amnesia that we talk about sometimes, where they have like what sounds like a clip from a show. I don't know if it's actually from something, but if it is, it's from
Right.
like, I don't know, Fraggle Rock or something like that. Like it has that kind of sound to it. Whereas, yeah, they could have done that for this, but they didn't. They didn't find anything. There's other examples. I don't know why I think of that one, of just like, yeah, we have a line.
We're on
from
Canadian rock right now, man.
Yeah, yeah, I guess so. Thinking of Canadian rock from the 80s.
Yeah. I mean, the example maybe people might know the most of like sampling to the nth degree is the Avalanches, the Australian DJ duo, who makes entire songs out of solely samples.
Okay.
But that's much different from this.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we got the lady talking, and then the dude, our vocalist, starts making this shh.
Oh yes, he does
like
that
noise.
But it kind of like it gets paired with the like a snare
Drum.
hit, right?
Yeah.
So like, I mean, okay, so at this part the guitar goes back to that and kind of like vamp thing.
Yeah.
And then whenever they hit the snare, it like adds the shh kind of thing to it, which you hear sometimes in songs, which I think is that's the vocals, but like kind of enhances that like snare rumble.
Yeah, and there's something about the way the drum hits. I don't know how they processed it. This is maybe some David Tickle magic,
Right?
But you can like you can hear the drum hit coming in. It goes like
yeah, it's almost like they've reversed it.
Yeah,
or something. I don't know.
something.
Yeah,
Because it has like a tail on it at the start, which is not how drums work.
yeah, yeah, and then there's the strike. So yeah, it does have that.
Yeah,
reversed kind of sound to it, and maybe that's what it is.
and yeah, so we get this interlude / bridge.
Yeah.
/ middle eight is sort of it contains the same philosophy of the song itself, which is like just 4 different build-up sections like stitched together.
Right. Yeah.
And so we go from the first bit, you said we're lovers, to the bit with the fucking drums and the shh, and then we get the no section with the lady going, "It's hot inside."
Yeah, really intensifies
It's
there.
hot inside.
It's basically a pre-chorus. The guitar
Yeah.
sound again is slightly different, but we're basically at like pre-chorus levels here, which makes sense because we're about to do a chorus. And then like you said, like the lead singer is like shouting no.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is like no, and then like at the end like holds that no as we like move into the chorus. So like pretty intense move, a good like intensification in this
Yeah.
like kind of skit format.
This like breakdown skit
Yeah,
that then we ramp up.
don't have a lot of breakdown skits these days. Is that true? I feel like it
No.
is true, but I don't have my finger on
mean,
the pulse all the time.
I hesitate to even call this a skit. It's pretty like I feel like it's a stretch of the
It
imagination.
is pretty vague, but it's like just because there's like there's people talking, kind of like it's
Yeah.
almost conversational, but not really.
Almost.
Because she was really
I'll
just
let you have it.
quoting lines from the song. I guess I just think of it that way because
Yeah.
there's like characters, but it's not like they're actually talking.
Yeah, it's almost like he's remembering and then having a breakdown saying no a bunch.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, we're basically we ride out the chorus
Yeah,
here
we do a
to
chorus.
then the "We Are Not in Love" outro.
The difference, the change in this chorus is that partway through, the guitar riff jumps up an octave.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And we start getting the backing vocals going, "Love."
Yes. And then, I mean, yeah, like you said, now we get in the outro, they say "We are not in love," which is basically just another chorus, but with slightly changed things. And yeah, they're saying love, and then they say no, I believe. I heard no, but
say
I think they're
no?
actually saying love, maybe.
I think they might just be
I
saying
think I
love the
just
whole
misheard
time.
it. Yep,
But yeah, we
they say
fade out.
love.
It's a pop song for the ages, if those ages are 1984,
Yep, definitely.
and never a date past it.
Nope. Maybe
But
1985. First half.
maybe not. Probably yeah. First half of 1985, people were still into it.
Yeah.
But that's the track. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
a piece of Canadian history.
There's not
I'm so thrilled
really a
that we get to
video.
talk about Canadian acts.
Yeah.
There's no video, really.
But there is a video, kind of. It's mostly just low frame rate footage of the band playing live, and it shows some like
Yeah.
screaming fans as well. And there's lots of big 80s hair and smoke,
Hell yeah, dude.
or maybe fog. I don't know. That's all. I don't have anything else to say about that video.
No, yeah, this is from 1984.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at him go. This is low frame rate.
Yeah,
Lot of
it's
smoke,
really
lot of
choppy.
big hair. It could be anybody on that stage though. Like I believe it's Platinum Blonde, but
Yeah, they don't have a very unique look. We already,
no.
as we kind of mentioned. But we have another Canadian act to talk about.
We got another Canadian act to talk about right after this short break.
Short break. Bum, bum, ba-da-ba-da-bum. Ba-da-ba-dum, bum, ba-dum.
We're back talking covers. Just kidding. Talking cover in the year 2010. It's Crystal Castles featuring Robert Smith.
Yeah. We kind of talked about them a bit. At the top, Canadian group, I guess more electronic focused, kind of a two-person thing generally. They have a songwriter, producer, and a singer-songwriter. So I guess they write songs together, and one's a producer and one is a singer.
Yeah. And one of them is a monster, the other is not.
It seems like a normal person still doing solo work.
Still doing solo work. Good for her. Shout out to Alice Glass. But let's talk about this song, which was like a modest kind of breakout hit in 2010. There was like a lot of, I would say, more critical coverage. And then like it charts in Australia, Denmark, Scotland, and the UK. So it's like out there, people know it. It's in a FIFA game.
Right. It's in a FIFA game.
So it's more of a hit than Platinum Blonde, but like not by much.
Not by a lot, yeah. I mean, Platinum Blonde, has Platinum Blonde ever been in a FIFA game? I can't definitively say that they have not.
I can't say that for sure. I would be shocked
if FIFA.
I could see Platinum Blonde hitting in like a Grand Theft Auto.
Oh yeah,
maybe. Or a city racing game of a very specific kind.
Yeah,
you want to hit rock and roll.
Yes. Mostly city driving.
Think about it. Yeah,
it's a song you hear on the radio, really.
On the radio, yeah.
Not me though, apparently.
Not you somehow.
But it's possible that I never noted it. You know.
Yeah, it's possible that it was too generic for you to care about.
Yeah. So.
But this is the Alex Electronica. How did you feel coming into this?
Yeah.
You're an electronic skeptic.
Sometimes I thought this was pretty cool. It was a pretty solid one. Definitely more like. Feels more dance focused to me. Like we start out with these like 4/4 kicks, and then
that like synth going wild off start.
Yes, and I do like that synth sound. It has this real like crystalline thing going on, but like it's also detuned, like got a detuned thing at least at the end. I don't know if it happens the whole time. And it's doing the descending arpeggio from the original song. So I think that's pretty effective. And then they kind of like layer another synth on top when they do that refrain part. So it's pretty cool. A lot of the sounds have that detuned effect, but are based on the original sounds. So I do think that kind of gives it its own identity while still reusing a lot of those original riffs and parts.
Yeah, there's a lot of faith to the structure and to the notes themselves, but like with a lot of room for play in terms of tone and even energy. Like you said, that kick drum is like, we're fucking going from second one on this track. Like there is no stop in energy.
Yeah. Definitely. It is go, go, go. And they don't like do the skit stuff.
Well, because you've got enough drama, I think, just with Robert Smith's vocals.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He sounds very sincere when he sings this. Like, I think truly he saw these lyrics, and we talked about, oh my God, Holding Out for a Hero,
Right.
where the
Uh
creator of those songs, the writer of them, and the writer of the movie Footloose.
yep.
Is it Footloose?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's Footloose.
Incredible. Would kind of prime songs. He would like write a few lines for the people he'd be working with that he thought were in their style.
Right.
And it seems kind of like Platinum Blonde has unwittingly done that here,
Done
so
that
that
for
when
Robert
Robert
Smith,
Smith
yeah.
finds these, he's just like, "Oh, sweet!" Like,
It's like, oh, is this
I
a
know
Robert
exactly what
Smith
to do
song?
here.
Did I write this and forget about it?
Yeah, a classic. Fucking Roger Bird. What's his name? Tom Petty writes American Eagle. No, just kidding. American Girl. And then the man from the Birds
Oh,
makes the
yes,
album
yes, yes.
Thunderbird.
Um,
Robert.
I can't
Roger.
remember his name, but I could find it.
No, it's not that important.
Roger McGuinn.
Roger McGuinn.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, hey, when did I write that one? What a guy.
Yes, it does have that feeling.
It has that feel to it. So this fits like a glove for his vocals. And that's what a lot of the critics like comment. They're like, holy shit, like Robert Smith knocking it out here.
Yeah.
And I tend to agree.
It's good vocal. I mean, definitely like somewhat similarities to the style of the original because they kind of have a similar, I guess, they're kind of like cut from a similar cloth. But
yeah, it's that like new wave sort of style.
Yeah, but like The Cure is remembered. You know, Platinum Blonde is not really.
Yeah, kind of a big difference.
Yeah, yeah, they're not really on the same playing field. So,
yeah,
I guess while we're talking about the vocals, there's a few changes to the lyrics. That I thought I like. Like one is largely whatever, you know, they say now we can't be friends instead of we could never be friends. Okay,
yeah.
or now we can't be friends. Okay, fine. That means the same thing.
Yeah, sentiment is generally the same.
Yeah. However, on the pre-chorus, I did like the change. They say it's cold outside. When are you coming home? Because it's hot inside. Isn't that enough? I like that change. It's kind of implied in the original. And I don't think everything needs to be spelled out, but I do like that we're kind of completing that image of like this person is explicitly not coming home even though it's cold outside, right? Like,
yeah,
that's the question of like, it's cold outside. Why aren't you coming home? Because it is hot inside. Like, don't you want it to be warm and cozy or whatever? Like, isn't that better than what's out there?
I think, yeah, it paints a more complete picture, which you can argue is maybe spelling it out too much.
Yeah.
But I think it adds sweetness to our narrator. Because in the original, it's just like, come on, it's warm in here, you fucking...
Yeah.
Why just be here?
Right.
Like, this adds a little concern about the conditions out there.
Yeah. And like maybe
so it's a small
excuse,
move.
but yeah, it's definitely like... It definitely has that feeling of like, hey, are you okay? At least a little bit.
And so... A little bit, and paired with Robert Smith's very genuine, if not big sounding vocals, like he has a little sincerity, a little vulnerability in there. It comes off a little softer, so I do think it works a lot.
Yeah,
great stuff. Those are the only two changes, right?
Yeah, those are the only ones I found.
Yeah.
I guess the other sound I want to talk about, there's a couple. One is they do the hook lick from the original, but it's on this like really, really noisy synth. It sounds like it's like recorded in a wind tunnel. Like it's
the one that hits on the chorus.
Yeah, exactly, on the chorus.
Yeah.
So also cool sound. There's a lot of there's a lot of noisiness to the sounds on this between like the detuning and that just like straight up noise. It's very intense.
Yeah. So intense. We still get that edginess from the original, but done through like like gothic lo-fi synth or
Yeah,
something.
and
Like it's very dark.
it adds like, I mean, literally like a windy feeling, right? Like to the idea of like it's cold
Yeah,
outside,
it's
you
cold
know?
outside.
So like now we kind of get a bit of that weather in the music, which is pretty cool. And then I guess the other sound, so there's like vocoder sort of backup vocals. Um on they sing in the last two lines of the verses, and then I think they keep going into the pre-chorus if I remember.
Yeah, so they
Yeah.
do like the like refrain or whatever, fascination end
Yeah.
stuff.
And then later on they kind of do it on their own. So this kind of replaces the s-
Yeah, the lady in the
yeah,
original.
the bridge thing from the original, where
Yeah.
like there's no lead singer singing, no Robert Smith, but we get those last few lines, the fascination ends, and then into the pre-chorus just from those
Yeah.
backup
We
vocals.
could never meet
Yeah,
them.
exactly. Which
Fascination
I assume
ends.
that's Alice Glass.
I'm going to
It's
hope it's
gotta
Alice
be,
Glass.
right?
Yeah.
um Pretty cool part. It's a good like little breakdown. Like, oh, it's a thing we heard before, but we're only getting the backups. That's a fun trick sometimes.
Yeah.
And then get a full chorus after that. So, yeah, I think it is a really solid cover. A lot of cool sounds, and they make some small but like meaningful changes, which is pretty cool.
Which is pretty cool. Yeah, and I think like that chorus goes off just in general, but as a dance chorus too, like that wind tunnel synth like gets the people going, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
And tell you what, Crystal Castles may not have been made for the music video generation, but they do have
But
a
they
music
did make
video.
a music video.
They did make a music video directed by somebody named Nick Brown.
Yeah. This is not on YouTube. You sent me a link to it, and I
Yeah.
probably wouldn't have found it on my own. But I didn't know what it was at first, and I saw
Mhm.
that cinematography and editing were by Nick something, and I was like, "Is that guy Nick that
That
we had?" Well, I don't remember that you went to school with, right? There was a Nick
you
in
mean previous
previous
guest, Nick
guest, Nick
McPhail.
McPhail, exactly.
Shout out to Nick
Yeah,
McPhail
who
on our In the Airplane Over the Sea episode.
Yeah, exactly. And I couldn't
Who
remember
did
his name, and I was
yeah.
like, "Is Snake sending me this because Nick made it or something?" And then I realized it was the song that we were talking about. But at first, it like didn't click, and I was like, "Why is he sending me
Why
this?"
am I sending you a video?
I had a moment where I was like, "What
Shout
is
out to
this?"
Nick. Nick, if you ever do make a music video, send it in.
Yeah,
I know you don't listen.
yeah. But
But
like
send it in.
anyway, music video. Very grainy, like faded footage of what seems to be largely a relationship between two people, implying that maybe the memories are fading because it's in
Okay,
the
maybe
past
because there's
or
like we see
something.
her as a child
We
as
also see her
well.
as a child, which I don't know all about that, but it does kind of seem like a lot of it is like point of view of from this person, and then we'll see like shots from the distance of them like walking on a beach or in a forest or wherever.
Right. To me, it was like getting all the footage from your family's old camcorder
Yeah,
and sort of layering it all on top of each other at almost the
at
same
the same
time.
time. Yeah, and there's a lot of shots of just I don't know, like waves or something. But yeah, it's like superimposed on a person or
Yeah, and we
something.
see her climbing like a bridge, like a very old school like with like trellises on it, like it's made of
Yeah,
like connects
right.
off-brand Lego kind of bridge. And so there's like an implication that she falls off or maybe throws herself off.
Yeah, which is obviously like could be related to like suicide, but also they're in like swimming clothes, so like jumping off of bridges is not that unusual into like
Yeah,
a
so it could be
river.
suicide. It could just be like summer fun. Like,
Yeah. So, I mean, the video is it's even hard to see the images, and at the end you can see them like hanging
yes.
off of I think that bridge.
Yeah. And there is like VHS scan lines and distortions over all of this, which adds to that like camcorder feel.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It just seems to to me depict a relationship that is maybe in the past.
I guess you just like don't see any other person except the one person.
Yeah. Well,
So I guess if
you
you're
see them
taking it from the
together, like they're
perspective,
holding hands, I think, at some points, but it's like they're in the
okay,
distance.
I will admit it's very hard to see that because there's like water over
Yeah,
top of
I'm
it
going to
or fucking
like
like
133, like just after 130. I feel it's like they're walking on a
okay, there is
beach,
two
but
figures
they're
there,
just
yes.
silhouettes. So yeah,
And one is taller than the other. It could be, I don't know. I don't
yeah,
know.
I don't know.
So yeah, this is your classic artsy video. Take what you will from it. It looks pretty cool. Yeah, I don't have too much else to say about it
No,
though.
me neither.
And that's it for today's covers. That's it. There's just the
Yeah,
one, guys.
that's it.
We're gonna break that one cover down into 3 categories. No, just kidding.
2 categories.
I will ask you though, Alex, because I know my partner Greta has heard both versions. She prefers the Crystal Castles. What about yourself? Platinum Blonde or the Crystal Castles?
I think my immediate thought is that I would gravitate towards Platinum Blonde
Mm-hmm.
just because maybe it's more familiar to me, but
Mm,
maybe over time I would change that opinion. It really feels to me
maybe.
like Platinum Blonde version maybe doesn't have the staying power that
But it does have, there's something charming
there
about it,
is something
maybe even
charming
because
about
of
it
that.
that it is so 80s. But
Yeah.
like the updated version does feel like it maybe has a little more going on, and Robert Smith. So like I'm not sure. I'm gonna say Platinum Blonde for now, but
Yeah, for sure.
definitely it's not by a lot.
It's a tough call. And even listening this week, I've gone back and forth on it. I think learning about one half of Crystal Castles has really damaged the song for
Yeah,
me.
fair enough.
Yeah, but I do like the Robert Smith of it
Yeah,
all. So I'm gonna be a coward and not pick one. See, I picked a new way. They're both equally good.
perfect.
Plus, we don't know what Platinum Blonde did. There's no way those are good dudes. Look at their hair.
Yeah.
It's gonna turn out they're totally fine people.
I mean, it's possible. You never know with popular music in the 80s.
Yeah, that's for damn sure. What we do know is that's our opinions. That's our final verdicts. That's this Canadian song we've talked about. If you got a similar opinion, different opinion, or want to, if you found another cover and want to talk about it, you can do that. Hit us up on Blue Sky at Snaky Me, at some Alex Wise Guy. Send us your comments, questions, concerns, suggestions for future episodes. You can also email those to us at covermepod@gmail.com. You can talk to us there. Be sure to rate and review us. We're on every single app. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on YouTube. We're on Amazon. We're on Spotify. We're on Pocket Cast, Podurama, Podbean. What you can really do this week to get the word out there, besides telling your friends, family, neighbors, and loved ones about us, what you can really do is it's chalk season, baby. I see the kids out there, they're doing chalk. There's no way I haven't told people to do chalk before.
Yeah, do chalk art. Do it on a wall or
Do chalk
bridge,
art. You could do it on the wall,
something
bridge, the
concrete.
floor. Yeah. Do it on a bridge. This is like one step below doing graffiti. This is like for children to
I
do,
know.
I
It's
guess.
so easy to remove chalk.
It's incredibly easy. And I've already told you guys to do wash me and stuff like that. What about like a walk of fame? Because here's how we do it. Make a star that says "Cover Me" with a QR code on it,
Hmm.
and just put it on a sidewalk somewhere.
Yeah,
Sticker it
just
like a
somewhere.
vinyl sticker.
And then someone will probably scan it. They shouldn't, but they probably
Yeah,
will.
they shouldn't.
I might.
If you can set it up so when they scan it, they give us a bunch of money, even better.
Much better.
I don't know how to do that, but if you can make that happen, would love it.
Hmm.
But that's what you can do this week to get the word out there. That does it for today's episode of Cover Me. And as we always say on Cover Me, because it's Cover Me, isn't that enough?
Isn't